Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Let me put some uh, accentuation on the topic initiatives of elementary education, and most important we talk about preferably we will talk about the non-formal education. My dear students, this presentation is for class 11th. Uh, their students. Within the education sector, this elementary education has been given the highest priority in terms of subsectoral allocations. Dear viewers and my dear students, several schemes have been launched by the central government to meet the needs of the educationally disadvantaged and for strengthening the social infrastructure for education. Some of the most important schemes for universalization of elementary education uh, or Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan is there, non-formal education is there, and other schemes as well. Uh, Let me give some description about this non-formal education. Dear students, this scheme of non-formal education was introduced in 1979, 1980 to target out of school children in the age group of 6 to 14 years who had remained outside the formal system of schooling. Dear students, the prime focus of this program was 10 educationally backward states, but it is also covered urban slums, hilly, tribal, and desert areas. Uh, my dear students, the program was implemented both through the status in UTs and as well as NGOs in the ratio of 60 is to 40 for running this co-educational centers. 90 is to 10 for girls centers and 100% assistance to voluntary agencies. There's a total number of 2,33,946 centers were run through state government, UTs, and another 58,618 through 816 voluntary agencies. My dear student, in order to make the scheme a viable alternative to formal education, it has been revised as Education Guarantee Scheme and Alternative and Innovative Education. Uh, the revised scheme will cover all the unserved habitations throughout the country where there are no learning centers with on a radius of 1 kilometer and will be part to the overall national program framework for universalization of elementary education. My dear student, as we have already said, the cooperation of society is most essential for running any center. The cooperation of experience and old persons of the nearby village or mohalla is also very helpful. Help from the parent should also be sought. It is the duty of convener and the teacher to create such an atmosphere at center that the persons living in the nearby society uh, uh, may accept the center as their own. My understanding is uh, there are other alternatives, other programs, other schemes for that are meant for this universalization of elementary education for the flourishing of this very particular education. Other schemes like Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan is there, district primary health, district primary education program. I can say this uh, early childhood care and education, etc. etc. These programs were meant to flourish this elementary education, this universalization of elementary education, and these programs and schemes played an important role for the development of these institutions. Dear students, inshallah, in the next lecture, we will talk about some other, what I should say, these alternatives and positives that were meant for this universalization of elementary education. Uh, uh, Let us observe, my dear students. I am just giving you a kind of analysis of this very particular, this non-formal education. Please just try to observe this very particular information and pose questions. Please, just I am uh, just requesting you to call me personally through WhatsApp or through other media to have a kind of conversation, to have a kind of discussions on these topics, because it will play a very important role to make this program of this communicating this very particular professional and subject knowledge would play an important role to get resolved. Inshallah, I am expecting good from you. Please just call me through WhatsApp, through phone, whatever kind of media you will there will be available. Please call me. I will be always for the service of my students. I will feel happy. Thank you, my dear students.